So in today's class we are going to see how the coupling is going to be measured with the help of coefficient of coupling, which measures the coupling between two different coils. So what is the coefficient of coupling? It is the fraction of magnetic flux produced by the current in one coil that links with the other coil is called the coefficient of coupling between two coils. So the image which is at the downside, which we have seen in the previous topic called as a mutual induced EMF. So the image is giving you the idea is that the coil A is taking the current I1 which is supplied by the battery connected to coil A. So the current I1 has provided the flux Phi1 in coil A. Okay, so assume that the current I1 is of 1 ampere and this 1 ampere current provides 50 flux lines, 50 flux lines in coil A. And when coil A will move near to coil B, when the coil A will move near to coil B, this 50 flux lines will try to link with coil B. But practically all 50 flux lines cannot link with coil B. Suppose coil B is able to link only 25 flux lines, then it means that the fraction of flux lines are going to link with coil B. Fraction of flux lines of coil A going to be linked with coil B. And how much is that fraction? That fraction is 0.5, that is half. So 50 flux lines are provided in coil A, or the 50 flux lines are established in coil A, and out of this 50 flux lines, only 25 flux lines link with coil B. It means only half of the flux has linked with coil B, so that fraction of magnetic flux produced by the current in one coil, that is nothing but here in this example the current I1 has provided the flux Phi1 in 50 number of flux lines, and out of these 50 flux lines, 25 flux lines are going to cut by coil B. So what is the fraction? The fraction is taking 0.5, that is half. So this 0.5 is the fraction which is called as the coefficient of coupling between two coils. If suppose the coil is so near to coil A, okay, the coil B is so near to coil A that all 50 flux lines, all 50 flux lines of coil A are going to link with coil B. It means 100% flux provided by coil A is going to link with coil B, 100% flux. So in that, what will be the coefficient of coupling? The coefficient of coupling will be 1. When 100% flux lines are going to be linked with coil B, which are provided by coil A, then we will say coefficient of coupling is 100%, so that coefficient is 1. When 50% flux lines are going to be linked with coil B, we will say coefficient of coupling is say 0.5. And if suppose coil B is so far, the distance between coil A and coil B is very large, then coil B is unable to link the flux provided by coil A. So there is no any flux linkages to coil B. If there is no any flux linkages to coil B, then we will say coefficient of coupling is say 0%. It means coefficient of coupling is say 0. Are you able to understand? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood the concept
Yes, ma'am.
understood the concept of coefficient of coupling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this coefficient of coupling is denoted by K, and that gives the information that how much is the flux has linked between the two coils. So when K is equal to 1, when the flux produced by coil A completely links with the coil B, it means coil B has linked the flux 100%. This case is called as magnetically tightly coupled coils. The magnetic coupling is very tight. When coefficient of coupling K is equal to 1, it means 100% flux has linked by the coil B. 100% flux has linked with coil B, the flux which is produced by coil A. So in this particular case we will say that coil A and coil B are tightly coupled to each other. They are tightly coupled to each other. In the second case, when K is equal to 0, it means that coil A and coil B are not having any flux linkages. It means flux produced by coil A. Does not link with the coil B at all. So the coils are said to be isolated from each other, magnetically isolated. They do not have any common magnetic domain. They do not link any flux provided by one coil and linked with the other coil. There is no any flux linkage between these two coils. So if there is no any flux linkage between these two coils, it means the coefficient of coupling is equal to 0. So the coefficient of coupling K value always vary between 0 to 1. 0 means no coupling. No coupling means they are isolated magnetically. If 100% coupling is there, it means they are called as tightly coupled to each other. They are tightly coupled magnetically to each other. And if they have fraction of linkages, if they have percentage fraction of linkages, say 50% or 75% or 25%, then the coefficient of coupling value is between 0 to 1. For 50% it is 0.5, for 25% it is 0.25, for 75% it is 0.75. Okay, so the value of the coupling coefficient varies between 0 and 1. Is that clearly understood to all? Now the next is what I want to say. Consider two magnetic coils, 1 and 2. So here I have taken coil A means coil 1 and coil B means coil 2. Coil A is having N1 turns, coil 2 is having N2 turns. When current I1 flows through coil 1, the current I1, if you will see the image, coil A considered as a coil 1 and coil B considered as a coil 2. So the current I1 is flowing through coil 1 which is carrying N1 turns. Okay. The flux link with coil 1 say phi 1. Okay, the current I1 has provided the flux phi 1 and this flux phi 1 has linked with coil 2 which say coefficient of coupling between the two coil is K. Okay. So if the coefficient of coupling between two coils is K, then how much is the flux link with coil 2? Say K phi 1. Means, I will repeat again. Coil A is carrying the current I1. This I1 has developed the flux phi 1 which is having 100 flux lines. 100. Okay, when coil A is moving near to coil B, out of 100 flux lines, 50, half, 50 flux lines are going to link with coil B. Then what is the coefficient of coupling between two coils?
1/2.
Yes, 1/2. That is nothing but 0.5. Is everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, the flux linkages with coil B, it is K times phi 1. That is nothing but 0.5 times 100. That is nothing but 50. Is it so? Flux link with coil B is K times phi 1. In our example, we have taken K 0.5 and phi 1 value is 100. So 0.5 into 100, how much is the flux link with coil 2? 0.5 into 100, 50, 50. Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the flux linkages with coil B. Flux linkages with coil B. What the name we have given flux linkages with coil B? We used to call that flux linkages with coil B called phi 12. If you remember. Okay. The flux phi 12 in the equation, just see. The equation which we have given in front of your screen, that one value first is the capital L1. What is capital L1? Capital L is self-inductance. Okay, so self-inductance of coil 1. Self-inductance of coil 1. So that L1 is equal to what? What is the formula for self-inductance? Capital L, N phi upon I. N phi upon I. Now we want to find out the self-inductance of coil 1. So it is denoted by capital L1. We want to find out that L1 for coil 1. So N will be replaced by N1, phi will be replaced by phi 1, and I will be replaced by I1. So self-inductance of coil 1, L1 is equal to N1 into phi 1 upon I1. Is it so? Clearly understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now when coil 1 is taking the current, then the inductance offered by coil B, is called as what? Mutual inductance. The inductance offered by coil B is called as mutual inductance. When the coil 1 is taking the current, and that mutual inductance is equal to, again the formula is what? Now we are finding the mutual inductance of coil 2. Because coil 1 is taking the current. So mutual inductance is going to happen in coil 2. So again, what is the formula for mutual inductance for coil 2? N of coil 2. Number of turns of coil 2 is N2. The flux link with coil 2, that is phi 12, divided by the current. Now which current we supposed to take it over here? I2 or I1?
Of coil 1.
Yes, because
I1.
Yes, very good. Because coil 1 is going to supply the flux to coil 2. Because coil 1 is going to supply the flux to phi 12 to coil 2. So current, which current is responsible over here? The current I1. So the mutual inductance M between two coils is equal to N2 into phi 12 divided by I1. So what is phi 12? Phi 12 is called as flux linkages of coil 2, which is the fraction of phi 1. I'll repeat, phi 12 is what? Phi 12 is the flux linkages of coil 2, which is the fraction of phi 1. So that flux linkages of coil 2 is always denoted by phi 12. So phi 12, 1 means originally flux of coil 1 and link with coil 2. So the flux linkages to coil 2 is denoted by phi 12. Is everyone understood clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I said what? Phi 12 are the flux linkages of coil 2. So what is that phi 12? It is the K times phi 1. It is the fraction of phi 1. Okay, it is the fraction of phi 1. So phi 12 magnitude depends on the magnetic coupling. How much magnetic coupling is there between two coils? If they are magnetically coupled tightly, if they have tight magnetic coupling, how much value of K they'll have? If they are tightly coupled to each other, how much is the value K they'll have?
1.
Very good.
1.
And
1.
if they have magnetically isolated, then what's the value of K they'll have?
0.
0. Very good.
0.
Very good. So phi 12 is the fraction of phi 1, which is denoted by K phi 1. So we have put the value of phi 12 in terms of coefficient of coupling. So it is K times phi 1. So the mutual inductance of coil 2, the mutual inductance of coil 2 is denoted by the term M12. So when I use M12, when coil 1 is taking current and coil 2 is going to cut the flux, or coil 2 is going to link the flux phi 1, then the induced EMF in that coil 2 is called as the mutual induced EMF, and the inductance offered by the coil 2 is called as the mutual inductance. So the mutual inductance of coil 2 is going to be denoted by the term M12. So M12 gives you what information? M12 gives you the information that in this coil 1 is taking current and coil 2 is going to cut the flux phi 1. So that this induced EMF we are measuring in coil 2, which is called as the mutual induced EMF in coil 2. So this is called as a mutual induced EMF in coil 2. It is called as mutual inductance of coil 2, M12. Okay. Now consider the exactly opposite case. Consider exactly opposite case. What the case is? Coil 2 is now means coil B. Now if coil B, that is nothing but coil 2, 1 minute. That means coil B, that means coil 2 is taking the current I2. It means now battery we have connected to which coil? Yes, we are connecting battery to which coil?
Coil 2.
Very good, coil 2. Okay, it means now the animation will be reversed. Now we will remove the battery from coil A and we will connect the battery and the variable resistance to coil B. So now coil B is having the current flowing through it. So the current flowing through coil B will be called as what? I2. And this current I2 produces the flux phi 2. And this flux phi 2, the fraction of the flux phi 2 is going to link with the coil 1. So the flux link with coil 1 is nothing but what? The fraction of flux phi 2. So the flux link with coil 1 will be how much? Will be K times phi 2. I'll repeat sentence. Coil B has connected to the battery. Okay, exactly opposite to the shown image. In the image, battery is connected to coil A. Now suppose consider a case 2 where we are removing the battery from coil A and connected to coil B. So battery will supply the current I2 in coil B, and this current I2 will provide the flux phi 2, and this flux phi 2 is going to link with the coil A. So fraction of flux phi 2 is going to link with coil A or coil 1, and that coil 1 flux linkages is equal to K times phi 2. Okay. Now tell me the flux linkages with that coil A, how you will denote? Yes, how you will denote? Flux linkages with the coil 1, how you will denote it?
Phi 2 1.
Very good, very good, very good. Phi 2 1, very good. Okay. And in this case, which current we will consider as a supply current?
I2.
Very good, very good. Okay. So now coil B is carrying the current and coil A is going to link the flux. So the inductance offered by coil B, will called as what? Inductance offered by coil B will act as what? Will act as self-inductance. Coil B inductance will now call as self-inductance of coil B or coil 2. And that self-inductance of coil 2 is equal to N pi upon I, where we are taking coil 2. So N of coil 2, that is N2, flux provided by coil 2, that is phi 2, and divided by I, the current I flowing through coil 2 because of the battery connection is called as I2. So self-inductance of coil 2, that is L2, is equal to N2 into phi 2 divided by I2. Clearly understood everyone till this?
Ma'am.
Is everyone understood clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now mutual inductance we want to find out. So mutual inductance for which coil we will now find in second case? Where we will have mutual inductance? In which coil? Coil 2 or coil 1?
1.
Coil 1.
Very good. Coil 1. So now how will I find out? M of coil 1 we want to find out. Or mutual induced EMF is going to occur in coil 1. So the mutual inductance between this coil 1 and 2. Now how will I denote it? I'll denote it by M21. So what this M21 wants to give me the information? This M21 is nothing but the mutual induced EMF is going to occur in coil 1 because of coil 2. Okay. So now just imagine M12 means the mutual inductance is going, last digit is important, M12. M12 is indicating you the mutual inductance is of coil 2 because of coil 1, and M21 is going to inform you that mutual inductance of coil 1 because of coil 2. ओके, त्याच्यामुळे म्युच्युअल इंडक्टन्स नोट करताना एक्झॅक्टली अपोजिट होतो. म्हणजे जेव्हा कॉइल 1 सप्लाय घेते आणि कॉइल 2 जेव्हा म्युच्युअल इंड्यूस ईएमएफ प्रोव्हाइड करते तेव्हा लिहिताना तो आपण कसा लिहितो? जेव्हा 1 कॅरी करते, ओके, 1 कॅरी करणार आहे करंट आणि 2 ला इंड्यूस ईएमएफ मिळतोय, तर आपण कसा कॅरी करतो? आपण लिहितो कसा? M12. आणि जेव्हा 2 सप्लाय करंट घेते आणि 1 ला म्युच्युअल इंड्यूस ईएमएफ तर आपण लिहिताना कसं लिहायचं? 2-1. लक्षात आलं? दोन्ही एकमेकांच्या अपोजिट आहेत. जेव्हा 1 कॅरी करते करंट तेव्हा लिहिताना 1-2 लिहायचं, जेव्हा 2 कॅरी करतो करंट तेव्हा लिहिताना 2-1 लिहायचं. सिंपल आहे लिहिण्यासाठी. कळलं? जी कॉइल करंट कॅरी करते तिचा नंबर पहिला लिहायचा. जी कॉइल करंट कॅरी करते तिचा नंबर पहिला लिहायचा. मग 1 कॅरी करते करंट तर म्युच्युअल इंडक्टन्स लिहिताना 1-2 लिहायचा आणि जर 2 कॉइल कॅरी करत असेल करंट तर लिहिताना नंबर 2-1 लिहायचा. समजतंय?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now this M21, how we will find out? We are going to measure that mutual inductance of coil 1. So the number of turns of coil 1, that is N1. Then flux linkages of coil 1. That is, how will I denote that? It is 5 to 1. And this 5 to 1 will be equal to what? 5 to 1 will be equal to K phi 2 divided by the current I2. Okay. So these are the two mutual inductances we have seen when one coil is taking current and other coil is linking the flux. Okay. So both these mutual inductances of coil 1 and coil 2, assume that they are equal. Okay, assume that both the coils are having the same structure, same straight conductor, same material, same turn. Okay, so assume that mutual inductance of both the coils are same. Okay, so assume that M12 is equal to M21 is equal to M. Okay, denote it as a M. Okay, so further, if we will multiply the mutual inductance between two coils, okay, that is M12 into M21. So if I multiply M12 into M21, I am going to get M into M because we assume that M12 and M21 are equal. Okay, so what is now the value of M12? What is the value of M12? M12 value is N2 into K phi 1 divided by 1, and M21 value. What is M21 value? N1 into K phi 2 divided by I2. Okay, so if we will multiply these two values to each other, so what the LHS I'll get? M12 into M21, where M12 and M21 are equal to M, so I'll say M square. Okay, so LHS will be M square equal to, what will be my RHS? N2 into K phi 1 divided by I1 N1 into K phi 2 divided by I2. Is it so?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just for a second, just shuffle the position. Okay. Because anyhow this bracket value N2 K phi 1 and N1 K phi 2, both the terms which are in the bracket, they are going to be in the numerator only. They are not going to change the position. So one bracket multiplied with another bracket and divided by I1 into I2. Okay, so m square will be what? M square will be one bracket, this first bracket, into the second bracket divided by I1 into I2. That value I am going to get. Okay, now for more simplification, what I am going to do? I am going to only change the position of N1 and N2. So here in bracket it was N2, that I have taken with phi 2, and with phi 2 actually N1 was there, that N1 I have moved from phi 2 to phi 1. काय केलं मी N1 आणि N2 च्या फक्त जागा बदलल्या. Okay, see, previously N2 was with phi 1 and N1 was with phi 2. I have only shuffled their position. What I did, I have taken the N1 along with phi 1 and N2 along with phi 2. Okay, so because of this what happened? Because of this, as both were brackets or both mutual inductance were having K, so K multiplied by K is K square. So M square is equal to K square, and the first ratio, that is phi 1 into N1 upon I1, is going to give me the value L1, that is the self inductance of coil 1. And the second ratio, that is phi 2 into N2 divided by I2, that is going to give me the self inductance of coil 2. So because of this change in position of N, okay, what I did in mathematical simplification, I am going to get the equation M square is equal to K square into L1 into L2, so that K is equal to M divided by under root L1 into L2. So this is the formula of coefficient of coupling K. I am going to get in terms of mutual inductance M. What I got? I got the formula of coefficient of coupling K in terms of mutual inductance M and self inductances of both the coils L1 and L2. So K is equal to what? K is equal to mutual inductance, actual mutual inductance M divided by maximum possible mutual inductance, okay, which is in bracket under root L1 into L2. So just for a sake, no, you ignore this ratio. Which one that I have given? M is what? M is now the mutual inductance. And what is under root L1 into L2? That under root L1 into L2 is nothing but what? That is maximum possible mutual inductance. Okay, so K is nothing but what? K is the ratio of actual mutual inductance divided by maximum possible mutual inductance. It is only no for your extra information I am going to give you. Okay, but I hope they will not ask you in that critical manner. They will give you only the simple formula K is equal to M divided by under root L1 into L2. Okay, everybody understood? What is K? K is equal to M divided by under root L1 into L2. Clearly understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on the basis of this formula, no, they'll ask you simple numericals. They'll give you the value of M. Okay, they'll give you the value of L1 and L2 and they'll ask you to find out coefficient of coupling. Okay, or they'll give you the fraction, percentage fraction of 1 flux phi 1. Okay, and they'll ask you to find out the coefficient of coupling. It means 100 flux lines are there by coil A and 50% flux lines are going to be linked with coil B. So what is the coefficient of coupling? So what will be your answer? Yes, 100 flux lines are provided by coil A and 50 flux lines are going to be linked with coil B. What will be your coefficient of coupling?
0.5.
0.5. K is equal to 0.5.